All right. Whew. I am very shocked to say that today will be the last Let's Read of Umineko no naku頃に. It's the final day, the final video of the Let's Read. I'm still going to be talking about Umineko on this channel because I don't think I could ever escape. I can never escape the theories nor the scenarios. At the same time, though, this is the last content of the game that has been officially released within the original 8 chapters. I know that there's additional content that I could definitely cover on this channel as well, but for the main game itself, this will be the final video officially. It's so weird. I guess not really video, it's like the final stream. The finale of my Umineko no naku頃にplaythrough. I'm gonna make sure that things are working on my Mac before I get started. Alright. Everything works on all devices. It is still shocking. Like, I'm going to keep on talking about this throughout the entire stream. But this is part 140 on my Umineko Let's Read. Like, my other longest series of videos is either Steins Gate or Corpse Party. Corpse Party was about 50 videos, and Steins Gate was like 60 videos. 140 parts, and almost all these parts are over 2 hours. Like, it's shocking how big of a game Umineko is, and I'm just surprised that I've been able to document my entire playthrough of this series. Oh man, there's gonna be a lot of reflections on, like, my experience playing Umineko, because midway through I had a 6-month hiatus. I had a 6-month hiatus because I started college. Oh, dang. And in the time, like, I grew a YouTube channel while playing Umineko, as well as released an actual video game. And I'm working on my second one right now. It is... Whew, it's been a journey. It's been a long journey of 5 years. In the 5 years, I even grew out a beard. I grew out a beard. I started this all when I was, like, 19, and now I'm 24. Yeah, to give myself a date. Like, yeah, I've literally been playing this for 4 years. Oh yeah, Umineko is indeed longer than the Bible. Like, I've been seeing a lot of comments and seeing a lot of things online of people saying that Umineko is longer than the Bible itself. I don't know how many words Umineko is supposed to have. I mean, I could look it up, but I'm about to reach the final 2 chapters. I guess, like, you know, the tea party as well as the, you know, question mark zone. I don't want to get spoiled for those, so I don't want to look up anything for, like, word count until after I'm done reading everything through. Because, yes, I'm at the final 2 parts of the game. I still don't want to get a spoiler for them, because there could always be one last revelation that I have not, you know, seen yet. So I don't want to get spoiled on the last revelation, even though I got most of the story already. But, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and get started, since, even though today is, like, the last Umineko video, I do have a cutoff time, so I'm gonna make sure I don't make the, you know, I don't hit the cutoff time. But, yeah. We are at... Oh, wait, no. We don't need to load the game anymore. We just need to go to the tea party. Oh my god. We just need to go to the tea party. That is so shocking. I don't even need to load a save file. I just go to the tea party to see the finale. Okay, we're in the library of books, so we might get Featherine? Oh yeah, we are so getting Featherine. What do you have to say, girl? Well, technically we're getting Rikishi Zeronana. The majestic witch at theater going, drama, and spectating set down her pen, looked at the ceiling, and sighed deeply. The desk was covered with a scattered mountain of paper covered with writing. Words were packed onto the pages in a thin, high information density language that only the great ones could read. Each letter of this language carried the same amount of information as there were books in the human world. These letters filled every inch of this huge pile of paper. Surely, She had written out every single detail of the Summer World. Hmm.
書き切ったには書き切った。
This is Rikishi writing Silent Hill F.
いや、正確には書き切っておらぬのだが。
She stood up, sat down in her favorite rocking chair, and rocked peacefully for a while.
どこまでを書けば果たして物語を書き切ったと言えるのか。私の物書きとしての長年の悩みだ。人間の冒険は物語としてとても面白い。しかしどこまでが冒険でどこからがそうではないのかが私をしても未だによくわからぬのだ。
I was gonna say it could end in death, but even death is not the end of an adventure, technically.
すでに没した私の旧友は、人間の人生は初めから終わりまでが全て冒険であり、筆を置くところなど存在しないと言ったが、私はそうは思わぬ。
Alright. Also, it got a little cold where I am, so I'm wearing a blanket now. Last week, it was very hot outside, and now it's like, you know, getting cold. Like, yes, I know it's autumn. At the same time, though, holy crap, I was not expecting for, like, the shift of weather. Like, I'm used to gradual changes in weather. Not, you know, sudden, it's hot and now cold.
筆の置きどころというものがあると思う。物語は適当なところまでを記し、その後の余韻や感想は感激者に委ねるべきだと思う。つまり物語は適当なところで猫箱にしまうべきなのだ。猫箱をめぐっての長き物語なのだから、その終焉も最後までを記さず猫箱にしまってしまうのが良いのではあるまいか。
Featherine spoke to no one inside the empty study. Of course, no one commented on her words. However, Featherine seemed to hear something. She nodded and grinned contently.
わかっている。もう少しだけを書き足し、そこで筆を置こう。それで、そなたとはお別れだ。
Featherine held up a finger and spun it around, a signal that she wanted to darken the room. The lights in the study dimmed.
ほんの少しだけ休ませてはくれぬか。その間は我が猫、もとい、我が巫女にお相手をさせよう。
Alright, let's hear how Berncastle's going to be feeling after being defeated. Alright, Berncastle, are you going to take this with stride, or are you going to be whining about your loss to Battler and Angie? Oh! Welcome back to life. I mean, I knew that Angie could wish Lambda Delta back to life, so I'm not completely surprised, but my god. Wait. Is Berncastle stitching her back up?
手縫いが嫌ならミシンでやるわよ。ダダダダって。
ミシンは嫌よ。手縫いがいい？だからせめてもうちょっと優しく。痛い痛い。
つばつけときゃ治るわよ。
予告なく舐めないで。
今から畳針でぶっすり縫うわよ。
Does Lambda Delta bleed, or is she just like a bloodless doll or something?
マジで痛いから覚悟して。
5、
4、3、2。
そういう予告は嫌。
But despite all this, the two of them truly were close. Though Lambda Delta had been brutally dismembered in the final fight, she had survived. But unfortunately, she was still dismembered. So Burncastle was sewing her arms and head back on with a needle and thread. The left arm, which was still waiting to be reattached, walked around on the bed impatiently with its index and middle fingers. It's like the arm just like dragging behind the hand. Only the arms were left to do, so it looked like this would be finished soon. Then, Erica returned, slamming the door open. Oh my god. They sent her out to the store?
ごま塩って何？まさか紅茶に入れる気？
エリカのおもちゃよ。エリカ、お箸は持ってきた？
Picking up sesame seeds with chopsticks?
はい、我が主。名探偵に虫眼鏡。古田エリカにお箸です。
じゃあいい？そのごま塩の中身をザラッと出してお箸でごまと塩に分けなさい。
はい、我が主。
I can't believe it. You finally made it to the end. Yes, I did, big fella. I made it to the end.
私の華麗なるお箸さばきをどうかご覧ください。
頑張ってね。終わったらちゃんと袋に戻しておくのよ。
あんた、またそういうことしていじめてんの？
遊んでるのよ。失礼ね。そうそう、エリカ。さっき郵便配達が来て、
Oh?
あんた宛ての手紙を置いていったわ。
Who the fuck would be sending Erika mail? Angie Beller? Beatrice?
手紙？事件の予感がします。
Oh.
言わないで。私が差出人を当てます。
消印は展開ね。
Oh?
ドラノールあたりじゃない？
Are they hiring Erika to like solve crimes for them?
あんたたちまだ進行があったのね。驚きだわ。ただ消印があるだけでベルンカステルにはこの程度の推理が可能です。
Oh my god. Is she emulating Erika's speech?
ピピピー。ダメです、我が主。バンダイン第9則。
お？
探偵が複数あることを禁ず。
じゃああんたが出てけばいいわけだわ。またね、名探偵エリカ。
You know, I'm kind of happy to see that she's still out there somewhere. Like, she didn't just die with the mystery of Rokkenjima. She's now running around helping Heaven solve crimes. I'm happy that Erika is, like, you know, still active.
そんな、我が主。真実の魔女エリカ、ここに。あんたらって仲いいのか悪いのか未だによくわかんないわ。
I like how Lambda Delta is just a disembodied head in, like, blank space.
悪いに決まってるでしょ。私が愛してるのはあんただけよ。
そんな、我が主。ラムダデルタ卿、やはり私とあなたは相入れないようですね。何よあんた、この大ラムダデルタを相手に勝負する気？
I think Lambda Delta can still beat you without arms. Erika grinned and grabbed Lambda Delta's left arm, which had been walking around the bed.
ここにラムダデルタ卿の腕があります。
Oh my god.
そしてここは断面です。
Erika grinned and wiggled her fingers menacingly.
まさかあんた、私のライバルにはこんなことができます。
What's she doing? Is she tickling her with her own hand? Is she tickling her with her own hand? She tickled the inside of Lambda Delta's left arm. Oh my god. You know, I was gonna say I could not even imagine how that would feel like, but no, literally, you cannot imagine how that would feel like, because if your arm was detached, you would not fucking feel it. Unless you have, like, the nerves of feeling still attached, but it's not completely dismembered. Oh, that's horrifying to think about. Think about your arm being, like, dismembered, but only the nerves of feeling are connected to it still. So you still feel all of your hand in those disconnected. Oh, that is a horrific thought. Apparently, she was extremely ticklish there. Incidentally, the open end of Lambda Delta's arm had cute, fluffy white cotton candy poking out. Apparently, her body was made out of sweet candy, with a bit of spice thrown in. Put your mind at ease, as there is nothing remotely terrifying about this scene. Don't do that to me, Rikishi. Do not do that to me. Erica ran around, screaming, "I defeated Lady Lambda Delta all by myself, just like my master!" Ghost sensation. It seems like it is pretty common between amputees. Actually, that is a very, good point, actually. Ghost sensation. I guess I never really... Well, okay, I have thought about it before. It's just that it's mainly just been in conversations with people, like, you know, talking about it from, like, perspectives of people who are not amputees. Like, I've never really spoken with an amputee about ghost sensation, but I do understand the concept. It's just that I don't know too much about it. But yeah, no, that's a really good point compared to my whole, you know, getting your arm cut off, but your nerves are still, you know, connected. Lambda Delta growled and hissed at her. Berncastle kept on sewing, an exasperated look on her face. Yeah, I guess, like, for ghost sensation, like, now that I think about it, like, I mainly only had conversations hypothetically with friends. Yeah, I've only had hypothetical conversations, so I am intrigued to learn more about that sort of, like, concept. I guess not concept because it's a thing that, you know, people actually feel. Yeah, I don't know the best way, because concept's not the word because it's an actual thing. At the same time, though, I don't know how else to describe, like, you know, what ghost sensation is. A thing. I'm just gonna keep on reading. I'm confusing myself. It was a very peaceful scene. Peaceful.
それで手紙にはなんて
ドラノールたちの近況でも書いてあんの
ガートルードさんは異端審問官に昇進したとか。
Oh, congrats, Gertrude.
そりゃあおめでとうございますパチパチへえ最近猫に続いてワニャンを飼い始めたとか
In addition to her cat, she's got an Mawolf? Mawolf? Is it a cat dog?
ワニャンって
That's my question.
ベルン知らないの遅れてる最近ブームじゃない最近私もメスのワニャンを飼い出したのよコンペイトウも美味しく作れて最高よ
Are you eating your pets?
よくわかんないけど今度からあんたの手作り菓子を食べるのは遠慮するようにするわ
By the way, this is the most normal I've seen Berncastle. Like, this is the most normal she's been.
コーネリアさんはへえ
That does not seem good.
審問官選考に格闘技団員が有利として最近は格闘技を始めたとか
Oh.
全然想像がつきませんね、格闘技ったっていろいろあるわよ何始めたのキックボクシングに中国拳法だとか、エヴァの影響ですかね
Oh yeah, because Ava did a lot of martial arts. Also, what is Chinese Kenpo? Hold on. I know kickboxing, but what is Chinese Kenpo? Chinese Kenpo. Okay. Well, this is a Japanese Kenpo. I guess this is like the Chinese variation of Kenpo, which is the name of several martial arts. The term is often informally transliterated as Kenpo, as a result of applying traditional Hepburn romanization, but failing to use a macron to indicate a long vowel. The word Kenpo translates to fist method, as with Changfa? My Chinese pronunciation's been very weak. My former roommate will be very, very upset that I've been failing at my Chinese pronunciation. Chuanfa? I'm failing at my pronunciation lessons. Kin meaning fist and po meaning method and law. The generic nature of the term, combined with its widespread cross-cultural adaptation in the martial arts community, has led to many divergent definitions. Okay. And I'm assuming that what they mean by Chinese Kenpo would be Shaolin Kenpo. Okay, Shaolin, yeah. Okay, Chinese Kenpo is literally Shaolin. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, just don't tell my former roommate that I've been failing at my pronunciation of Chinese words.
片足で立って戦いそうなイメージない？
そうよね。誰かさんが片足立ちをずいぶん鍛えたもんね。
ビルさんの近況も書いてありますよ。
Oh? Oh, that's a really interesting background. Where is he at?
意外。ビルさん FX で一山当てたらしくて、それで不動産買って、今は不動産収入で悠々自適だとか。
He went into real estate?
最近はバドミントンやってるんですって。
I'm happy to see that Leon's still around him.
コーチが厳しそうね。
Even Lem Delta seems surprised.
きっとお尻が腫れ上がってるわよ。
His butt's grown numb.
で、ドラノールは？相変わらずハンコと
She does not look happy doing paperwork.
ハンコと決算員と認め員とたまにサインの日々だそうで。
Erica made her stand on one leg, pushed her, and did it all over again when she let Balor escape, if you remember. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, if Erica ever went against Cornelia, we'll see if she could defeat her with one leg then, because she was able to fight against Balor. Oh.
自分が直々に出動するから自分の管区でぜひ事件を起こしてほしいですって書いてあります。
I like the tone of voice that Erica took there while saying that.
起こしてやったら事件。
Hell yeah. Be great, be gay, do crime.
探偵が行くとこ事件ありって言うもんね。
まあそのうち気が向いたらいじめに行ってあげてもいいかもです。あとシエスタ姉妹兵たちのことも書いてあります。
What are the GSers doing?
待って、一度に聞きたくないわ。
Oh, come on. No, 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 no. We gotta hear the Chesters.
少しはもったいぶらなきゃ。
What do you mean pause for a little bit?
さあ、できた。
That was short.
やっと右腕が生えたわ。
え
次、左腕をお願いね。
その前にお茶にしましょう。エリカ、紅茶の缶と梅干しの壺を用意してちょうだい。はい、我が主。
With this particular journey over and done with, the Voyager witches rested their wings. It was all so that they could leave on a new journey in search of the next fragment, Kikonia. A short break between trips, backdropped by the pleasant scent of black tea.
今度はどこへ行く？
あんたが北へ行くなら
Wait, hold on.
私は
Are we not gonna learn what happened to the Chiesters? No! The scene's gonna end right here, I bet, when the two split up. But maybe we'll learn about the Chiesters in Kikonia. I'm gonna keep on making jokes about Kikonia. Although I will say, due to the whole, basically for Kikonia, I'm not gonna be live streaming that series, mainly due to the request of Rikishi that people don't play past a certain point for any videos for Kikonia. I know that's like a big thing with that game series in particular. Yes, I know that some people have done full video series on Kikonia. Although, at the current moment, since the game is still releasing, it has been requested by the creator that people don't do full playthroughs just yet of the game. I think in the future they're going to allow it, but for the time being, I'm just electing to not make a video series of me playing the game, but I'm going to be talking about my thoughts of each chapter as, like, you know, a sort of way of me just being like, yes, I read Kikonia, but at the same time, though, I'm not doing, like, a Let's Read video series to respect Rikishi's wishes. So yeah, I'm going to be probably buying Kikonia after finishing up Umineko, and I'm probably going to start reading it and just making, like, semi-scripted videos on my thoughts. Like, I'm going to say semi-scripted because I still want to, you know, have some improvised thoughts after I'm done reading some parts. At the same time, though, I should make it somewhat scripted so that the video's at least structured a little bit. But that's for a later time and a later discussion.
じゃあ、ベルンが東へ行くなら、私は西へ行くわ。
またこんな愉快な物語を見つけられるといいわね。
今度はベルンが憎まれ役じゃないといいわね。
Or instead of Kikonia, they show up in Silent Hill F.
あら。
Oh my fucking god, if they showed up in Silent Hill F, that would be insane.
悪役も楽しかったわよ。
次はどんな物語を見つけられるかしらね。
I mean, Burn Castle. You were the hero in Higurashi, and you were the villain in Umineko. What if you're the anti-hero in the next game?
そしてどんな
愛し合う二人に
Double clicked, my
かけ
bad.
らの海は狭いわ。
I guess I could go back to that line. And what kind of hell we'll next meet in?
天井桟敷。
かけらの海は広大だわ。
Indeed.
殻の中の幽霊。
Thank you for the reference.
いつか会えるわよ。また何かの泣く頃に。
いいじゃない。
Oh my god. They said the game name! They did the thing!
それにしましょ
When something else cries.
う。いつか会えるわ。また何かの泣く頃に。
Okay, yep, we're gonna be seeing these two fuckers again. We're gonna be seeing these two fuckers again. The happy voices of the witches faded into the distance. Yep. The Voyager witches
さ
are
よ
now
なら
gone.
みんな。
お
また何かの泣く頃に。
I think that wrapped that up in a nice bow. Then Delta was sewn back together, and Burn Castle is acting normal. Question marks have been added. You can find this new feature on the title screen. Oh, that was a short tea party. That was a pretty short tea party. Huh. Interesting. Alright, before we go into the question marks, I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. I thought that was going to be a bit longer, but this is actually a good time for me to take a quick restroom break before I get to the final part of reading that I'm going to be doing for the series. I mean, I'm probably going to do the trick ending as well, since some people have requested I look through the trick ending, but apparently it's not going to take that long to look through. So I'm going to do the question marks next, and then the trick ending. And then the Golden Witch may finally rest. Alright, I'm going to be right back. Wow. The Windows view of my stream is very delayed compared to the Mac. I'm still leaving to go to the bathroom on my Windows viewpoint of the stream. Oh, wait, it's just behind. Hold on. Yeah, because I'm now entering back into the room on my Mac, and if I catch up my Windows stream, it should be around the same point. All right. Without further ado, let's see our final bit of content in Umineko no naku頃に. Welcome to the tea party for those who are not human. After decades. Wait, what is this? After decades. We're back to a city. Is this in the 2000s? Wait, are we in the 2000s now? It was the largest banquet hall in this huge hotel. The many guests that filled the room chattered and applauded the person receiving an award trophy on top of the stage. The sign in front said, "Award ceremony from Japan's greatest publishers." Oh. Wait. Did, Hachijo Toya's next novel come out?
続きまして、小説部門に参りたいと思います。
Seems like Toya's been busy.
受賞作は皆さんもご存知。
Fancy adventure. Did they move genres?
世界的な一大ムーブメントを巻き起こし、破竹の快進撃を続け
No,
る
wait.
ファン
I
タジー
think
冒険
it's not
小
Hachijo
説。
Toya. It could be Angie because she said that she would write. I remember when she was leaving, leaving behind her life as Ushiyamiya Angie. She said that she might become a writer. Did Angie become a writer?
作太郎の大冒険で
It's
す。
Angie! It's so fucking Angie! Sakataro? Sakataro? I see Sakataro in the bottom corner! The projector in front of the audience showed a brief summary of the series. It was a lengthy fantasy adventure novel that was already more than 8 installments on. Just fuck you, Rikishi. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. Come on, really? Really, man? 8 installments? I wonder what else had 8 installments. Higurashi no naku頃に. The thrilling fantasy story told the adventures of Sakataro, a cowardly Vegeta lion who makes friends, learns through his experiences, and grows in his search for the one fragment. The run fragment? What do you mean the run fragment? Is the one fragment real? By the way, I have not read or watched One Piece. Do not ask me questions about it. I have no clue what happens in that. My girlfriend loves it though. She loves One Piece. I still have not watched it, even though she wants me to. The main character's catchphrase, "I'll become the king of the..." This is so shonen. You know, I was not expecting Angie to be a shonen writer. This is so shonen. "I'll become the king of beasts." It was even one of the best candidates for Buzzwords of the Year award. My god, she became a shonen writer. In addition to being a thrill to read, the books also contain many messages for children to learn from, earning it high praise as an eventual novel that parents and kids could enjoy reading together. However, it hadn't received such praise from the beginning. For the first 6 volumes, it almost went entirely unnoticed. Is this a joke on Higurashi or Umineko? But last year, when foreign translations of the series became... Okay, I feel like this is a reflection of either Higurashi or Umineko. I'm assuming Umineko, but it could be Higurashi. She has great taste. When foreign translations of the series began, it got its big break and suddenly became a huge topic of conversation. Even before this series, the author had created quite a lot of works, but none of those achieved any public acclaim. However, after the sudden rise in notoriety, her previous works were being re-evaluated one after another. In that sense, it's probably fair to call her an author who went unrecognized for quite a long time. Rikishi.
Kotobuki sensei.
Kotobuki? Kotobuki.
受賞おめでとうございます。今回の作太郎魔女の島へも実に素晴らしい作品でした。
I'm sorry? I'm sorry? Why are you doing that sort of tone? That is a fucking creepy tone, man! Publishing company executives repeatedly showered her with praise. Sakataro's Great Adventure. Oh, is there going to be an old sprite of Angie? Are we going to see an older Angie? The author's name was Kotobuki Yukanari. Kotobuki Yukanari. Okay, that kanji for Kotobuki. Is that similar to one of Angie Ushiramiya's kanji? Hold on. Angie Ushiramiya. I'm just going to look at the kanji of her name. Okay, Jie. Kotobuki Jie. It's the same kanji. It's similar kanji. Is it the same kanji? That looks very similar. The Jie in Angie Shiramiya, or Shiramiya Angie, the Kotobuki kanji looks very familiar. So wait, that kanji can mean Kotobuki as well as Jie? What? Sorry, I'm going a little bit into this because I've been learning Japanese recently, but what? The kanji for Kotobuki? Okay, Kotobuki is long life. It means long life, but what? It could be Jie too? I know that kanji have multiple, like, hiragana spellings, but what? From Wiktionary, let's see. I should not spend too much time on this. What? It could mean Kotobuki or Jie? Eh? Okay, yeah, it means Kotobuki. It could also be Jie? It could also mean Hisashi. Okay, I'm gonna look more into this afterwards. But what? So that kanji could be Kotobuki, Jie, or... What was that thing again? The mailman? Hisashi? Japanese is a beautiful language, but it's really complicated in its writing systems. What the hell? Oh my god, Kotobuki. That's literally the Jie in Angie. It's a J, not G-A. J, not G-A, J. Kotobuki J. Nearly all of her royalties were sent to a fund to support needy children. And she herself had served as the director at several protective institutions. Some envious people try to call this fake charity. Oh my god. But the more that people learned about her, the more those voices withered and died away. Yeah, that really beat people in real life though. Kotobuki Yukari. By now, that name rang loud and clear across Japan. She sat in a chair, cheerfully chatting with the people who came to greet her. Last year, she was diagnosed with the initial stages of cancer, and after the surgery, her physical strength dropped sharply. Oh, poor Angie. Because of this, even in the stand-up awards party, she was given a chair and sat down while greeting people. Some people lamented, saying that if she had only been 20, even 10 years younger, she might have left her mark in history as one of the greatest authors in the 21st century. It had taken so long for her to receive the praise she deserved. She could no longer be called young. Even so, her determination to write had not wavered in the slightest. The story had gone around that even during her stay in the hospital, most of her time had been spent typing away. She always said the same thing, that she hadn't finished telling everything she needed to tell. Did she mean that she hadn't fully completed Sakataro's great adventure? When that question was asked by a journalist, this is how she answered. If, by writing even one more book, I can teach just one more child how to find happiness, then I will spend the rest of my life writing every book, every page that I can. Because I still haven't fully conveyed the precious teachings I was given.
寿先生、この度は受賞誠におめでとうございます。
So, is Kotobuki's cancer terminal?
映画の方も大好評と聞いております。
Oh, congrats on the movie.
このままいけば今年度最高の記録的ベストセラーになるとか。
Harry Potter. Is Harry Potter? Oh. Oh. I was about to look it up, but I think I know what this reference is. Harry Potter. Harry the Potato. Oh. Oh my god, Harry the Potato. If it's what I think it is. If it's what I think it is. It was the name of a fantasy series that had become a worldwide hit.
ありがとうございます。身に余る光栄です。
ああ、申し遅れました。私、〇〇出版第一編集局長の〇〇と申します。
XX?
これはどうもご丁寧に。いつかご一緒に仕事ができるといいですね。
実は先生、その唐突なお話なのですが、推理小説家の八条東也先生をご存知でしょうか？
Oh?
八条東也先生ですか？
Ghosts from her past are appearing. She remembered that name from several decades ago. She hadn't expected to ever hear it again.
ご存知ですか？ひょっとしてお会いになったことがおありとか。
いいえ、ありません。
Also, for several decades later, like, how old is Angie being implied to be here? She could be like in her 50s or 60s too, as well.
お尋ねしたこともありましたが、当時は私も無名。
Or even in her 70s, like, she could be really old.
それも唐突に出版社さんへ押しかけたものでお断りされてしまいまして。
おや、それは初耳でした。ひょっとして八条先生の作品がお好きだったりするようなことは。
いいえ。ただどのような先生かお会いしたいと思ったことがありましたもので。
そうでしたか、そうでしたか。実はですね、その八条東也先生がですね、先生に内々にお会いしたいと申しておりまして。
Ah, okay. So decades later, an old Angie is going to be Hachijo Toya. I bet she's going to be the real Hachijo Toya, not Feathery in disguise. Not Ikuko, but she's going to be Toya themselves.
私にですか？
はい。対談や何かというわけではなく、内々に個人的にお会いしたいという
Oh,
ことで
this is
して、
so going to be, you know, Toya, not Ikuko.
もしお許しいただけるのでしたら、我々の方でセッティングをさせていただきたいのですが、
I mean, Kotobuki.
もちろんもちろん。これは仕事の話ではございませんので。
Hachijo Toya wants to meet Kotobuki Yukari. Just like how I realized that Itoi Kukuro was Hachijo Toya. Did she use my name to figure out my identity? I mean, okay, the Ja in Angie is literally the same as Kotobuki. The Rokenjima mystery has been called one of the greatest social phenomena at the turn of the century. That uproar, which dragged enthusiasts from across the world, suddenly subsided after an event held by Hachijo Toya, where she was going to unveil the diary of Ushimiya Eva, which contained the truth. Though she had set up the event herself, she then outrageously disappeared without releasing the contents of the diary, drawing harsh criticism for doing so. However, a very, very obvious feeling that had been revived in the public sphere, that they had been prying into a terrible accident with many victims purely out of curiosity. And so, the frenzy surrounding the Rokujima mystery had faded away quietly. I keep on saying though, if Umineko was in the modern day, there's definitely going to be some TikTokers or YouTubers that are going to make content about the Rokujima mystery. Hell, I bet you there's going to be someone that will illegally trespass on the island if it happened in real life, just to see if they could find the truth of the Rokujima mystery. Or do a 3 a.m. midnight challenge where they're like, oh my god, I see the ghost of Rudolph! Sorry, I was just like thinking, applying like, you know, modern day knowledge of how stupid some influencers can be, I could see that happening. Like if the Rokujima incident happened in real life in the 2020s, it will be stupid as fuck influencers trying to figure out the truth behind the mystery and literally trespassing on the island. I can call it now. Hachijo Toya. No, Itoi Kukuro. She caught the public eye as a forger of Rokujima mysteries. She claimed to have reached the truth and released groundbreaking works of fiction one after another. She became famous as the driving force behind the Rokujima mystery. After realizing that Itoi Kukuro was Hachijo Toya, I went to her publishing company to ask for an interview, but I didn't get one. At the time, I despised her. Back in the beginning, I thought she might have used the Rokujima mystery as a publicity stunt to advance herself. But now I feel a bit grateful to her. If she hadn't refused to show the diary in such an outrageous way, the Rokujima cat box might still be the plaything of countless goats. She was indeed a forger who had toyed with the cat box, and I still had an uneasy feeling about her. However, at the same time, she was the one who, practically speaking, allowed Rokujima to rest in peace. And did she really reach the truth? How had she reached something that seemed infinitely close to the truth, even from my perspective? Even now, after all these years, that's something I've wanted to know.
いかがでしょうか、寿先生。もちろん急なお話ではございません。八条先生もお時間がいただけるならいつでもいいとおっしゃっておりまして。
わかりました。先方は都心に近い方ですか？
いつでも参上できると申しております。
あ、
わかりました。では来週の日曜日に静かな喫茶店でお会いできるようお取り計らいをお願いしてもよろしいですか？
はい、わかりました。 ありがとうございます。本当にありがとうございます。
Also, I might need to grab a tissue box. Not because I'm already, crying. It's because I literally have a cold right now, I think. My nose is, like, running, so I'll be right back. I have a cold. Oh, there's a tissue box right in front of me. There was one right in front of me. Oh, man, I have a runny nose. I'm gonna, real quick. I have two streams today. And I'm already feeling a little bit of a cold. Because, yeah, I have one at 8 p.m. today for Dead by Daylight. So let's hope that, I don't feel too sickly. Sorry, I'm taking my time cleaning off my head. I was literally, like, blowing snot. By the way, really good hand sanitizer from Sabuna Soap. I met them at a convention and I bought their Pikachu hand sanitizer. Sabuna Soap makes some pretty good sanitizers. Like, she mixes things well.
八条先生もお喜びになると思います。
条件があります。
はい、なんなりと。
お仕事の話ではありませんので、編集の方はご遠慮ください。
無論でございます。そのようにいたします。
私と八条先生の二人きりでお会いします。そのようにお願いできますか？
ああ、実は先生、ここだけの内密な話なのですが。
何ですか？
実はですね、八条東也先生はお二人で書かれている先生でございまして、対外的には女性の先生がお一人で書かれていることになっておりますが、実際はもう一人男性の先生がおりまして。
After so long, AG's hope may come to fruition.
そのお二人でお会いしたいと申しておりまして。
Towards the end of her life, she will finally hear or see the truth. As soon as I heard that, I felt a premonition. How had Hachijo Toya, a person with no connections to the Ushirimiya family, managed to write about it in such detail? I was already feeling a premonition of a certain kind of miracle. When I left on my journey, I abandoned the name Ushiyamiya Enji and stepped into a new life. By now, things had settled down, but when the Sumadera family was still a threat, I wanted to distance myself from that name. Thanks to that, no one was able to get in touch with the new me anymore. However, now that Sakataro's adventure has caught the public eye this year, it made the name Kotobuki Yukari famous. Maybe it finally reached his ears. I used to play with a lion stuffed animal called Sakataro, along with Maria One-chan. If those who knew this connected the name Sakataro with my name, then it's only natural that they figured out who I was. The number of people who would be able to recognize me from that was very, very small. This person was also well versed in detective novels, and a man. I could only think of one person who matched Ushimiya closely. I'm sorry, I had to. After all, I knew just how many detective novels he had piled up in his room from the time when his effects were gone through. It was almost the time we had arranged for our meeting. My heart was racing, almost like a girl in love for the first time. At the very instant that the arranged time came, I heard the sound of the chime on the door. Are we going to see them? And they appeared, Are we gonna see an old battler? Hold on, are we gonna see him? Holy shit! It was a man sitting on a wheelchair and a woman pushing him. You have not aged a day, Ikuko, but holy shit, you aged well, Toya. You aged well, Toya. Holy shit. He kind of looks like Kinzo in the flashback to, you know, in the flashback to 1945. He looks like Kinzo in the flashback to 1945. Holy shit. You know what? Stare at, you know, Toya with Ikuko for a brief second as I run to the restroom one more time because I feel my bladder. But yes, stare at Ikuko. He looks like Kyrie. Oh shit. He does look like Kyrie. Alright, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick because I feel my bladder. Just look at Toya in all of his glory. But yeah, no, wrong camera. But yeah, the connection between, you know, Toya and Kyrie was a really cool one, Hazel. Like, that's a really good one. Wow. Like, he kind of looks like a mixture of, like, you know, young Kinzo as well as Kyrie. Especially with the hairstyle. He definitely has aged, though, because his hair is, like, you know, this sort of gray, and he had notable age marks. But outside of notable age marks and white hair, he's looking pretty good. He's on a wheelchair, so maybe he has limited walking ability. Ikuko has not aged a day, though. Oh my god, Ikuko has not aged, but she is feathering. My eyes immediately fixed on the man in the wheelchair. And right away, I saw the traces that remained on his face. There's no doubt about it. He's my brother. My brother. Ushimiya Battler. When our eyes met, he gave a little bow. I hurried to my feet and bowed back. It was somewhat exaggerated, and a silly way for a pair of siblings to greet each other after several decades apart. Live Toya reaction, indeed. However, my mind was already blank. The miracle I had waited for all this time was now a reality.
寿ゆかり先生でいらっしゃいますか？
寿ゆかりでございます。先生方が八条東也先生でいらっしゃいますか？
はじめまして先生。今日は貴重なお時間を誠にありがとうございます。私は八条育子と申します。主に執筆を担当しています。こちらは東也。主に原案を担当しています。
Though the woman who called herself Ikuko was far older than me, she seemed to be unbelievably youthful. It wasn't because she was good with makeup or dressed like a younger woman. It feels strange to say it. There was a strange mystique about her, as though she was immortal and never aging. Then, I quickly remembered that she had introduced my brother as Toya.
失礼ながらお二人はご結婚を？
結婚はしておりませんが、ずいぶん長く一緒におります。
そうですね。気づけばずいぶん長く一緒にいましたね。
He faintly still looks like Balor. At the same time, though, he feels like a whole new person. I mean, that's kind of the point. My brother smiled as he spoke. When I learned that, at least for him, those long decades had been a period of isolation and loneliness, I felt an incredible sense of peace and relief. Before I knew it, he was staring back into my face. Well, I was just 6 years old the last time we met. It must be hard for him to find any traces that he can recognize. However, I'm sure he'll recognize something, just the same. We kept stealing glances at each other and looking away, like a couple on a blind date. We were both at an age where outside appearances mattered to us. Even though we both knew, we wouldn't let our polite exterior falter. This humorous exchange was extremely embarrassing. I thought it would be a fated reunion, that we would hold each other and sob tears of gratitude together. However, reality seemed to be different. But that's fine. It feels like my heart will explode with happiness.
注文を取りましょう。コーヒーでいいですか？皆さん何かお好みは？
私には酸味が強くないの。寿先生は？
ああ、私は何でも。ではカフェオレを。
Ah, this must be a nice day for Ikuko to be with her grandparents. I'm joking. I'm joking. How stiff we're all being. Even my brothers seem to be finding it amusing by now.
さて。
When she said that, my brother and I fell silent and sat up straight.
私から？それともトウヤから話しますか？
私から話しましょう。そのために今日は無理をお願いしたのですから。
As he spoke, he watched me calmly.
私は今日あなたがある人物ではないかと信じてここへやってまいりました。彼女の名は後宮エンジェ。あなたの作品と先生のお名前を聞き、私はあなたが後宮エンジェさんに違いないと確信したのです。
はい。その名を名乗ることをやめ、もう随分になりますが、本名を後宮エンジェと申します。
I gave the exaggerated bow that I've gotten so used to these long years. We both age, haven't we, Oni-chan? I whispered this in my heart. Now, it was my turn. With a quick apology, I fished around in my handbag and took out a photo. It was a picture from a trip I had taken to an amusement park with Balor Oni-chan. Man, they look so young. Because that's like a 12-year-old Balor, isn't it? Like before he left the family officially? Or wait. No, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Hold on. How old is Angie in this photo and how old is Balor? What the fuck? Did he have like a huge growth spurt or something? What the fuck? She was like 6, wasn't she? When, you know, Balor went to the island? When was this taken? When the fuck was this taken? Why is he so young? What the fuck? Huh? Eh? Okay, wait. Maybe she was like 3 or something, and Balor. Okay, that would mean Balor was like 15. That's small for a 15-year-old, unless he had a huge growth spurt when he was like, between 15 to 18. Maybe? What? Why is he so young? I had many other pictures of us having a good time, but this one had been the best shot of his face. I looked between him and the photo. There was no longer any room for doubt.
東野先生、あなたの本名は後宮バトラーさんですね。
The hands of the clock inside me stopped. I wanted him to answer with a yes. Even though I was already so sure, I was still about to burst with attention. And then, when that instant seemed far too long ended, my brother answered.
そうです。
Uncautiously, I stared at my brother's face. With unbelievable quickness, he acknowledged that he was a Shimiya battler. My eyes immediately filled and overflowed with tears. I took out a handkerchief and wiped them away, but I couldn't hold them back. Oni-chan was alive after all. So why didn't he come back to me right away? If he had been there during my darkest days, it would have meant so much to me. Okay, they're not completely ignoring that for all these years Balor did not go see Angie. Okay, I like how they're acknowledging this, actually. Because I was a bit curious to see how Angie would react. Like, I hope that at least Angie will point out, it's been a long fucking time and Balor has not even, gave her any sign of life. Especially when she was a kid. So I'm glad they're kind of acknowledging this, but I think, with Balor coming out of that situation and, having memory loss, I think to a degree, like, he probably needed to have some time to, remember things and recover. So I kind of get that perspective. But there's also the question of why did it take so long? I'm glad that they're addressing that, actually. Normally, the thought would have made me curse my brother. But by now, even that emotion was softened. After all, now that I was faced with the miracle of being reunited with Oni-chan, everything I felt before fell away with my tears. At this moment, I was happy. I was never alone. I worked so hard for decades with that belief in my heart. And now, I've finally been rewarded. By now, I couldn't even stop my tears. But for some time, I continued to sob and sniffle. Watching this, my brother hung his head apologetically. Why didn't he come back to me sooner? It looked as though he was feeling regret for that. But I'm sure he had some sort of reason. He's probably here today to tell me about it and apologize. Already, just by him introducing himself to me today, everything inside of me was washed clean with tears.
すみません。こんなみっともないところ。
いいえ、無理もないことです。あなたは何十年もの間、たった一人で家族の帰りを信じ、待たれたでしょうから。
信じてましたよ。帰ってくるって。お兄ちゃん。
I held out my hand weakly, and my brother slowly held out his too. Then I gripped his hand. Regardless of how many long years had passed, it was, without a doubt, my brother's hand. Once more, I had to struggle to hold back the tears.
Eba おばさんはクアドリアンに逃れて爆発事故を免れました。お兄ちゃん、兄さんはどうやってあの事故を免れたのです？
Can't really say Oni-san. I mean Oni-chan. When you're that old, you have to say Ni-san.
私はあの日、地下道に逃れました。
それはクアドリアンに続く？
島の反対側の 隠し屋敷に続く地下道だと教えられました。しかし私たちはクアドリアンではなく潜水艦基地の方へ逃れたのです。
I don't know why my brother entered the underground passage on that day. At any rate, he went into the underground passage, and unlike Aunt Ava, he escaped to the submarine base. There, he escaped the explosion and survived. Does Angie know about the submarine base?
そこから私はモーターボートで脱出しました。ですがその途中でおそらく転覆してしまったのでしょう。
He's not mentioning Beatrice, is he?
おそらくとは。
He's not mentioning Beatrice.
申し訳ありません。トーヤは記憶障害があるのです。海で溺れた前後の記憶が曖昧なのです。
ひょっとしてしばらくの間彼は自分が後宮バトラであることを忘れていた。
その通りです。
Yes. That explains nearly all the riddles. My brother escaped from the explosion, but either his boat capsized during the escape from the island, or he fell overboard. Afterwards, he must have drifted somewhere, wandered about half conscious, and probably got into a traffic accident.
彼はあの日路上に倒れていました。
彼女が私に気づくのがもう少し遅れていたら私は二度と目を覚まさなかったでしょう。
跳ねたのは私ではないかと随分疑われた気もしますが。
いや、それはもう謝りましたよ。
This explains pretty much everything. Either because of the time he nearly drowned, or because of the traffic accident, my brother's memory was damaged. His memory probably came back eventually. However, by that time, I had already stepped foot into my new life as Kotobuku Yukari. Only a handful of people, including President Okanogi, knew where I was. Even if my brother wanted to contact me, there was a very good chance that he wouldn't be able to. Ironically, the name I abandoned when I decided to live in the future delayed my reunion with my brother for so long. In that sense, I am responsible. I did it to myself. However, I'm sure I received the message my brother sent me. That message was Itoi Kukuro. I realized that Itoi Kukuro, the forger who had claimed to have reached the truth, was actually Hachijo Toya. Then, I requested a meeting with her through the publishing company to question her about why she was so sure she'd reached the truth. However, I wasn't granted a meeting. In the end, I heard nothing from them, and it's taken all these decades for me to meet Hachijo Toya. If the publishing company had only passed my message on, we could have been reunited so much sooner. However, at the time, I was just a bourgeois girl who liked to throw money around. Why would they pass on my message when I just barged in with no introduction and demanded to meet the famous and popular Hachijo Toya? We probably crossed paths several times. If just one of those worked out, if we had been able to meet, just how much would my life have changed? But this was fate. God had decided that a few decades were needed before the sibling reunion. And during that time, my brother became one half of a mystery novelist. I became a writer of adventure novels for children. You could say that we achieved success in society. My brother and I were reunited after becoming successful. Now, I can do nothing but thank God for bringing about this miracle.
お互いが作家として成功してから再会できた
For the
の
will
は
of the Witch of
神様のおぼ
Miracles,
し召しでしょうね。
Burn Castle.
当時の私は無名だったから取り継いでもらえなかった。そして私も兄も作家として有名になったからこうして巡り会えた。 これも全て神様のおぼし召しだと思います。
当時あなたが出版社を経由して私たちに面会を求めているという話は私たちのところへも届いておりました。伊藤育九郎の正体に気づいたファンが面会を求めているがお会いになりますかと。
They're a bit too vague about it.
押しかけてくるファンもたくさんいらっしゃったでしょうからね。いちいちお会いにはなれなかったでしょう。
いいえ、あなたの名前が後宮エンジェだと担当者から連絡はありました。
Oh?
当時私はすでに当夜の本当の名は後宮バトラであると気づいていましたので、あなたと彼を面会させるべきではないかと思ったのです。
Did Valor refuse the meeting?
私が断ったんです。
Wow, literally right after I asked that. Fun fact, Rikishi wanted to make them married, but changed due to complaints from female staff members. Ah. Yeah, that makes sense, though. My brother said that to me.
今なんと。
私があなたに会いたくないと
The fuck,
断った
Valor?
んです。
Once more, my brother spoke clearly. I was completely confused. I could only sit there in shock and silence, waiting for the words that were sure to follow.
当夜は記憶障害だったとはすでに申し上げたと思います。それがある日、
どうして私だと分かってて断ったんです？
I cut through Kuko's words and questioned him directly. What reason could my brother have for rejecting me? I couldn't think of anything. That unpleasant emotion brought up long-forgotten feelings of anger inside me.
一人ぼっちの妹が孤独に押しつぶされそうになりながら生きているのをあなたは知っていたはずです。なのにどうしてその私があなたの元へ訪れるのを拒まれたのですか？
My brother hung his head. It seemed more like he was lost for words than apologetic. There was nothing shy about his appearance, and I questioned him again in an even louder voice. When I asked for an appointment with Hachijo Toya, Itoya Kukuro was already famous as a forger. Why did Itoya Kukuro's forgeries reach the truth? It's obvious. My brother, Ushimiya Battler, explained to her what happened on the island in detail. So the appearance of Itoya Kukuro proves that my brother's memory had returned. Therefore, he can't excuse himself by saying that he didn't remember me. In fact, in reality, he didn't try to make excuses. On the contrary, he's openly said that he refused to meet me, even though he knew who I was.
今となっては後悔しています。
後悔って私の気持ちを考えたことはあるんですか？この数十年間人生のほとんどをどんな気持ちで私が過ごしてきたか。
Various emotions swirled inside of me. I realized that I wasn't in control of them anymore. I mean, yeah, he literally just said he refused to meet you. I could only moan to prevent myself from saying something I'd regret.
あなたにひどいことをしたと今は深く後悔しています。ですからあなたをあれからずっと探していました。あなたにとっても私にとっても
It kind of feels like he's beating around answering. It kind of feels like he's beating around answering why he said no.
ならなぜあの時会ってくれなかったんですか？
寿先生、先ほどもお話ししました通り、彼は記憶障害を持っています。事故の後遺症です。
それでも記憶は戻ったじゃありませんか。
ええ、記憶は戻りました。ただそれでも後遺症は治りませんでした。
私は後ろ宮バトラの記憶を持っています。ですがそれが自分のことと思えない、受け入れられないのです。
自分のことと思えない。
はい、確かに私は島を脱出した前後のことは今でも記憶があやふやです。しかしそれ以外のことはほとんどを思い出しました。例えばあなたが大事にしていたピンクの髪飾りは私が遊園地のゲームコーナーで取ってあげたものだとか。
ええ、そうです。私の子供の頃の宝物です。今もこうしてハンドバッグの中に大事にしまっています。
他にもいろいろ。あなたがひじきが嫌いでお母さんを困らせていたことやそれを私のお皿に移してごまかそうとしたことや、他にも。
そこまで覚えていて、どうして自分の記憶と思えないのですか。
それが私の後遺症なのです。いくつもの病院を巡りましたがどうにもなりませんでした。あなたにはわからないでしょう。ある日突然知らない男の記憶が頭いっぱいに溢れ出すのがどれほど辛いことか。
He was terrified that he wasn't himself anymore. His mind was filled with the memories of a man he didn't recognize, and they threatened to crush and overwhelm him. They must have been his own lost memories. However, his brain could accept those as his own.
辛く恐ろしい日々でした。自分が知らぬ人間に頭の中を侵食されていくかのような。今日は明かりを消して眠ったら自分という私はもう二度と目覚めず、明日の朝からは私の体を乗っ取った違う男が生活を始めるのではないか。そんな恐怖が数えきれぬほどの夜に私を苛み続けました。
彼も何度かはそれが自分の正しい記憶であると受け入れようと努力したのです。自分は後宮バトラであると何度も念じ続けました。
ですがダメだった。私は私、八条東也なんです。頭の中にどれほど後宮バトラの記憶があふれようとも、それは私には他人の記憶なんです。私には後宮バトラを受け入れることはできなかったんです。
Was he still talking? Oh fuck, I didn't realize he was still talking. My bad. As Yoshimiya Battler said this, he hung his head and his eyes turned red.
彼はある日、自分と受け入れられぬもう一人の自分との板挟みに発作的に運よく一命を取り留めましたが、その時の怪我から車椅子で生活せざるを得ない体に。
そんなことが。
I know why he showed up in that wheelchair. And now, I know why he refused to meet with me. He was afraid that I would call him Big Brother. He was terrified of meeting me, fearful that the part of himself that wasn't him would grow still further in his mind.
それでも彼は戦ったのです。自分の中に後宮バトラがいる以上、あなたに会うのがその義務ではないか。そう思い、彼は何度も二人の自分の狭間で戦ったのです。
And then, he had a fit. After something like that, it was only natural that Ikuko would tell him that he didn't need to remember Shimiya Battler anymore. Bit by bit, he tried to forget that he was once Ushimiya Battler. Doctor's instructions and medication. With that, in Ikuko's diligent care, he slowly began to regain his peace of mind.
それでも私はあなたに会わなければならないと思っていました。正直なところ、私はゆうべ一睡もできませんでした。あなたに会うことが恐ろしかった。あなたと会うことで私は死ぬのではないか、そう怯えたのです。しかし私は今ここにいて、あなただから
Oops, sorry, Battler.
後悔しているのです。
Toya. So the red truth of Battler dying still holds true in some way. I do agree, Espada. He died that day when he jumped into the ocean and floated up. However, he still remains within the vessel that Toya now inhibits.
もっと早く私はあなたに会っておけば、あなたも私の中の後宮バトラもこんなにも長い年月苦しまなくて済んだだろうと思うと。
This is a really melancholic ending. Holy shit, this is a really melancholic ending.
それが申し訳なくて。
I mean, I feel like it's fitting though. I feel like this ending is actually kind of fitting though for the story of Umineko. I don't know why, but this melancholic ending of, like, you know, admitting the truth of fault between the characters is probably one of the best ways for the story to, you know, end. Because at the end of the day, do Angie and Battler still care for each other? And that's kind of like the answer. Do they still care for each other despite the tragedy? As the one who was once Ushimiya Battler said this, he broke down crying. I already understood. So, it really was true. Ushimiya Battler did die that day. After all, didn't the witches say that he was dead so often with the red truth? How pathetic for the witch of resurrection, the witch of the future, who swore that everyone would be together always.
トウヤさん、どうかお顔を上げてください。
寿先生。
They realized why I'd called him Toya-san. By calling him by that name, I felt the agitation in my... I myself felt the agitation in my heart subside a little.
ありがとう。ずいぶん苦しまれたのでしょうね。本当にありがとう、トウヤ先生。
He may look like a future Ushimiya battler, But the reason why he feels so different and seems so different is he is a different man.
ありがとう兄さん。今日は無理をしてここまで来てくれてありがとう。
Holding hands, we brought our foreheads close and cried together for a while. Then, we talked of the old days. He remembered many things vividly, even things that I couldn't remember myself. Each time, they made me cry even harder, and he hung his head apologetically. I realized how much this hurt him, so I kept nodding in encouragement, with a strange look on my face, something between a sob and a smile. Even if he isn't a Shimbya battler, my Oni-chan came back to me. Welcome home, Oni-chan. Back to the top of the building. It had already gone dark outside. Even though he had come from far away, he was willing to stay as late as this. We left the store. It's probably best if I don't meet with Mr. Toya again. It will cause him pain. And of course, I'll find myself bound to the past again. Even so, just one more time. There was one place I felt I had to show him.
東野先生、最後にもう一度だけお会いしてくださいませんか。どうしても先生をご案内したい場所があるんです。
ええ、いいですとも。
From my handbag, I pulled an invitation written on a folded up piece of A4 paper. A4 paper? The pair of them spread it out.
おや、これは素敵な催しですね。
Oh, is it for Sagataro's adventure?
そういえば先生は小説の他にもいろいろとご活躍でいらっしゃいましたね。
その日にもう一度だけお時間をくださいませんか。それで私も兄も納得すると思います。東野先生も兄の記憶の重責から解放されていいと思います。
予定は問題ないです。文庫の後書きさえ終わらせておけば。
わかりました、寿先生。ぜひお伺いさせてもらいます。
ありがとう、東野先生。
I wonder what the event is. Is it the orphanage that Kenzo supported? Is it for that? The cold October night was a reminder that winter was approaching. The two people who called themselves Hachijo Toya visited the city once again by Angie's invitation. A car stopped in front of a large building. Ikuko unfolded the wheelchair with a practiced hand, lent a shoulder to Toya as he got out of the passenger seat, and helped him into the chair.
立派ですね。
福音の家。
I knew it. The Fukuin house. The orphanage that Kenzo supported.
来るのは初めてですが、よく知っています。後宮家が援助していた子供のための施設のはずです。
育子先生、東野先生、本日は福音の家までようこそいらっしゃいました。
They were welcomed by Angie and some staff members. This was the Fukuin house, a welfare institution for unfortunate children who had lost their parents. In the past, This institution had been established thanks to Shibuya Kinzo's support. However, that support had been interrupted, and the Fukuin House had been forced to shut down for a time. Decades passed, and now the institution will be revived. Revived by the hand of Kotobuki Yukari.
寿先生、お久しぶりですね。本日はお招
Oh
きに
my
預か
god,
りま
my
した。
bladder is messing with me. It is really poetic for you to finish reading Umineko in October. I haven't think about it. Oh yeah, it is pretty poetic. I mean, if I did it 5 days ago, it would have been even more poetic to end it off on the day of the Rokunjima massacre. It would have been even more poetic. Also, everyone stare at, Toya again, because my god, my bladder has not been happy with me today. I am so sorry about this, but I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. I started saying the alright, I am back right in the middle of me turning back on my webcam. But yeah, no, my apologies for my very small bladder today. I need fluids to keep my body running, but then my body overruns, especially in the morning. Like, I use the restroom a lot more in the morning than I do in the middle of the day. That's like the downside of doing streams during the morning, because this is when I use the restroom the most.
これ、私たちからです。わずかですが、施設の子供たちに。
決してそのようなつもりでお招きしたわけではないのに。本当に申し訳ございません。
どうかお気になされず。未来の物語を紡ぐのはいつだって子供たち。彼らがいなければ人間の物語は続かないのですから。
子供は宝です。ですからどうか役立ててください。
ありがとうございます。寄付金の用紙がありますので、ご面倒でなければご記入を。
The Fukuin house had been drastically remodeled in recent years, in the hopes that children will one day be able to remember this as a fun place. Angie used her own money to massively remodel it into a beautiful establishment. By now, she had accumulated a lot of wealth as a novelist. But even without that, she had been saving the tens of millions of yen she got from the Ushimiya group each year under the name of living expenses. This money had been used generously to help the children. Doors open. When they came into the entrance hall, a cheerful scene was spread before them. There were pictures and crafts created by the children. Every corner was filled with things on display. A contrast between this elegant building and the school atmosphere was amusing. The yells and laughter of kids running around drifted in from the distance.
悲しみにうつむいてここへやってくる子供も多いでしょう。それがあんな笑い声を聞かせてくれるようになるのですから。あなたは
人は
Sorry,
誰だ
Toya.
って未来を生み出し、幸せのかけらを見つける魔法が使えるんです。ここはそういう魔法を教える魔女の学校なんです。
In memory of Maria.
作太郎の大冒険に出てきた魔女の寄宿舎のことですね。
あら恥ずかしい。東野先生もお読みになられていたのですか？
Of course he did.
先日のご縁以来早々に読破しました。寿先生の文才のみならず、その温かなお心には本当に頭が下がります。
お恥ずかしい。どうぞ、そこの突き当たりです。
Pushing Toya's wheelchair, we advance through the corridor and reach the great doors at the end. The happy voices of children came from the other side. Apparently, this was where tonight's party was being held. There were several jack-o'-lanterns cut out of origami. Tonight was the Fukuin House's Halloween party. Happy Halloween!
東野先生、これを。
なるほど。トリックオアトリートというわけですね。
He was handed a bag filled with candy. A teacher warned him in a small voice to watch out for rampaging children.
子供か。もう何年も触れ合っていません。
どうか子供たちに夢を語ってあげてください。みんなお客様を歓迎しますよ。
これは困った。何を語ってあげればいいやら。
原稿の持ち込みはよく出版社を選びましょ
う。Weird advice, Ikuko.
読者アンケートなんて気にしない。
You both have been too much in the novelist world.
それでは開けますよ。子供たちが待ってますよ。
Angie opened the large double doors. The doors to the end of this tale? I feel like we're about at the end of this tale right here. Oh. Oh my god.
ここ。
No. At the side of the hall, Toya opened his mouth in wide-eyed shock. This was the Great Hall of the Ushiyamiya Mansion. No, that's impossible. This is definitely the Fukuin house. But its hall was just like the one in the Rokenjima Mansion.
う。素敵なホールですね。
Angie, you bastard.
これはロケン島の後宮家のお屋敷のホールの再現ですね。
ええ、私の記憶の中にあるものを再現しました。細部が間違っているかもしれませんが。
いいえ、これは本当にあの日の後宮家のお屋敷のホールです。
Even the decorations. And then, Toyo's eyes fixed on something at the other side of the room. Beatrice. Yes, it was a portrait. A portrait of Rokenjima's other master.
記憶のものに全く同じだ。
後宮金蔵が 肖像画を描かせた職人が写真を持っていました。それをもとに書き起こさせました。
I was simply frozen in shock. The long, large table was filled with Halloween party food and surrounded with children stuffing themselves. The teacher said, "Everyone, we have guests." The children all looked at us at once, then stood up and ran forward. Their broad smiles at the arrival of this long-awaited guest enveloped me. The smiles and eyes of the children welcomed me. Yeah, I know. I know. All your faces. It's been so long. Far too long. I'm finally here. At last.
お帰りなさいませ。
遅いではないか。お待ちしてお
Are
り
you
ました。
kidding
お
me?
かえりバトラー。
おかえりなさ
元気そうだ
バトラ君、
の。おう、元気そうやな。
い。おかえりなさい。
ウリュウおかえりバトラー。みんな待ってたわよ。
おお、バトラさん。
ようやく主賓の到着ね。
おかえりなさいませ。
おかえりなさいませ。
バトラ卿。
おかえりなさいませバトラ様。おかえりなさい。
よう、遅いぞバトラ。
待たせすぎよ。待っていましたバトラ君。
やっと来たか。
待っていました。
Are they all gonna speak at
おかえ
once?
りなさいませ
Yep.
バトラ卿。バトラ卿に敬礼。
来たわね。
おめでとうございます。
お兄ちゃん、おかえり。
Oh, come on. There's one more person. There's one more person. Yep, knew it. One last person.
待ちくたびれたぞバトラー。
すまねえ。来るのが遅れちまった。
そなたなぜ車椅子なんぞ座っておるのか。ほら手を貸してやるからシャンとせい。
Aoto stepped forward and held out a hand to Battler as he sat in the wheelchair. Battler slowly grasped that hand and rose to his feet.
俺は
聞け。ここにようやく我らは全員が集ったぞ。今宵黄金鏡はここに復活する。
An explosive applause greeted Battler. Everyone was there. Everyone. Then, Beato hugged Battler, strongly, tightly, as though she would never let him go. It is truly...
よく帰ってきたな。
帰ってきたぜ。遅くなったな。
もう話さぬぞ。
ああ。俺ももう話さない。俺たちは永遠に一緒だ。
And the gates have closed on this tale. The final fragment. Again, the song for the credits? Cheers to you, Rikishi Zaranana. Feels so weird seeing this for one final time. Peak fiction. Indeed. Even though I still have a lot of nostalgia and love for Higurashi, I feel like Umineko pretty much is one of Rikishi's best forms of fiction, like best written fiction. Lambda didn't keep her promise to eat them in the credit roll meeting. To meet them in the credit roll meeting. Lambda! Lambda Delta, come on. Maybe we'll hear her voice at the end saying, "Hey guys, am I late?" Something like that. Oh man, Umineko is a really, really good story. Man. Also, we're about to get to that part of the song. I knew it was coming. That's a really nice way of wrapping it all up for the story. As at the end, it was just more of the perception of mystery and the love for, you know, those involved. It was Angie's story of, you know, revitalizing her view of her family after so long of being in a dark place. At the end, she was able to view everything from a clear mind of her love for her family. Man, that's a really good way of ending the tale for Angie. Battler's ending is tragic in itself, but it does make sense. And yes, even though this is a mystery story that doesn't give you the full answer, it is up to, you know, the reader or the witch to look into the story. But also, it teaches you not to be a goat and devour the mystery in a way of, you know, foolishness. At least that's how I'm taking this. Like, Rikishi's message is, take this mystery with love. Have you checked out the lyrics of the OSTs? Makes it even sadder. I'm gonna have to check that out, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out the OST lyrics. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely check that out. Thank you for bringing that up. Also, it took around a year for Witch Hunter to release Episode 8's Fantasy Jason after the original release at Kumbaket. The wait was hellish. I bet someone during that time learned Japanese just to read it. I bet someone learned Japanese just to read it because they were not being patient. Umineko no naku頃に chiru. The curtain is not draped down over this scene yet. Oh. Offer up this tale to my beloved witch, Beatrice. Aww. Aww. They're in the Golden Land. That's beautiful. That was a beautiful last shot. The Golden Witch is a gift for you in commemoration of your stay. You can find these new features in the title screen. Addition to new features. What is this new feature? Is there something new? Wait, what was the new thing? Is it just the music and tips? Is it music box? CGs? What's this gift? Maybe the music box. I think it might be the music box. Maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. However, before we end the stream today, before we close off this Let's Read of Umineko no naku頃に, let's see what this trick ending was all about. Let's see what this trick ending was all about. Well, it's always around 6 to 10 months away for the episode translation, and they were probably the fastest ones around at the time. Yeah. Alright, let's see the trick ending. Oh wait, this is match again, isn't it? Hold on. No, load. Alright, I feel old. Nothing too major was added. Ah, okay.
わらわの手のひらこうすいくぞ早いぞ手を開く
答えてくれ。これは手品か魔法か。
Alright, now let's see. Yay, the I hate Battler ending. Yep, I gotta do it. I gotta see what happens in
答え
this.
が魔法ならそっち。手品ならそっちの扉を開けるんだ。
I had already decided upon my answer.
これが私の答えよ。
I walked over to the door that represented the answer I had chosen. Then, I put the golden key into the keyhole and turned to face everyone. Angie this time realized that she opened the other hand.
後ろ宮のわしは振り返るな。
そうね。ごめん。
I gripped the key tightly and twisted. Is she gonna say goodbye? Then, the key in the door flashed brilliantly and slowly faded away. Beyond the door was a strangely colored space. If I step into this, I'll reach the future I chose. Before taking that single step, I spoke without turning back.
後ろ宮のわしは振り返らない。だから振り返らないけれど言うね。
Okay, this is similar to last time.
みんなありがとう。
I don't think there's a lot of differences. I think it's as soon as she takes a step forward, that's when things are gonna change.
さよならじゃない。私はいつまでもみんなと一緒。
ああ、お前は振り返らない。だけど俺たちはいつだってお前のすぐ後ろにいるからな。
そんなのじゃない。
It'll start the same. Got it. I might, skip through a little bit of this, mainly because I want to get to the ending.
絶対にみんなが帰ってきて全員揃うって信じてるから。
エンジ。
それでよい、エンジ。再びそなたのもとに我ら一同が揃う日が来るのを楽しみにしておるぞ。
エンジよ、我が可愛い孫よ。しばしの別れだ。ほれ、これを忘れるでないぞ。あのクイズパー
Okay,
テ
so
ィ
we
ーの
also
景
get
品
the
である
Sakura
ぞ。
plush still. Oh no, not Sakataro. God damn it. Begatrice plush. Why did I say Sakataro? Oh my god. Oh my god. Why did I say Sakataro?
ソファーの上で目覚めた時、
I
これが転
cannot
がって
believe
た
I
っ
said
け。
Sakataro by accident.
これって景品だったのね。
Oh my god. Hey everyone, guess what? Burn Castle appeared. Hold on. Hold on. Because I chose the trick ending, I got Burn Castle. Oh, Burn Castle hit the microphone. Guys, it's Burn Castle! Alright, I think Burn Castle might want to get down in a second. She just licks my nose. Thank you, Burn Castle. Thank you, Burn Castle. Yeah, I think Burn Castle's annoyed that I've been sitting at my computer all morning. Can I finish this one ending real quick? Yep, Burn Castle likes being on the ground, even though he wants, head pats. Do you want food? Do you want food, or do you want to hang out? You were fed a little bit ago. Do you think it's lunchtime? Alright, he thinks it's lunchtime, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him a little bit of lunch real quick. Yep, the evil kitty. Alright, yeah, I'll be right back, everyone. I'm gonna feed him real quick. Alright, let's go, dude. Alright, Tom, food time. Come on, Tom. Come, Tom. Nope. He does not want food. He wants to lay in the sun. He did not want food. He just wanted to lay in the sun. He wants his vitamin D right now. Yeah, he's literally on the table, like, right in front of me. Looking out the window. Looking at the wildlife. Hold on, I could probably switch cameras real quick. Actually, wait, no. That She was my outside window. Never mind. I would show how cute he is right now, laying in front of the window, but I don't want to reveal the outside of where I live because the window's open for sunlight. All right. Yeah, no, you won't get to see a cute cat laying in front of the sun. Mainly because that would be accidentally doxing myself.
未来へ持ち帰って大切にしろい。
ありがとうみんな。
I took a step forward into the future. I won't say goodbye. So, see you later. Did you look up the prizes that you would get with a different coin count? The prizes that you would get with a different coin count. Oh, you would get different prizes for the different answers to the quiz? Oh, that's interesting. I might do that as an after stream thing. I might do that as an after stream because I feel like that might take a little bit more time. Or could I just like look up a list online rather than do them all in the gameplay? Because that might take too much time. We'll always be together. Also, I do need to leave in an hour, so that's why I'm saying that. Alright, let's see the trick ending. A strong wind blew through my hair. Oh, okay, wrong. Oh. My nose was filled with the smell of the sea. I must have been standing still for a very long time. This is a point cutting through the sea. I was standing on the bow of a boat. I was still holding that thing.
Oh?
いつまでもそんなところにいると肩を冷やしますぜ。
I think you have them in the 07 expansion Wikia. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna look at the 07 expansion Wikia. Plus, I'm no longer blocked from looking at the Wikia because I know what happens in Umineko! I am avoiding Kikonia pages, though. If you look up the Halloween party, got it. I'm gonna look at that list after this.
天草。じゃあここは。
Captain Kawabata's face peered out at her. Oh, so we're going to Rokujima. Wait, is this kind of like what happened in episode 4?
見えてきたぞ。
Oh my god, yes, this is episode 4, isn't it? Like towards the ending where Angie goes to the island. We're back here.
あそこがかつての後ろ宮家の船着き場だ。
跡形も残ってませんぜ。
そういうこと。ここに戻ってきたのね。随分と長い白チューム。いえ、遠大な寄り道だったこと。
Now let's get the gutto ending. Gutto. No matter what sort of tales are woven or written about the past, they have nothing to do with my tale of the future. I swore to live life only looking at the future, without turning back. It's swearing that has a purpose. Then this hasn't all been just a daydream. And besides, I've brought many things back with me from that long side trip. Some of those are even immediately useful.
さすがにこれは役に立たないわね。
I threw. No! I threw a Beatrice doll into the ocean. Angie!
なんですそれ。
未練よ。古い殻を私は脱ぎ捨て
Angie.
懐かしき六軒島を前に心機一転ってわけですかい？
違うわ。後宮エンジェっていう人間をやめたってことよ。
Technically, we still have Umineko no naku ni Saku, so there are still spoilers in those some of the expansion of Wikia. Saku? Umineko no naku ni Saku? Is that like additional chapters? Kind of like how Higurashi had additional chapters? I won't waste that long journey. I now have a new way to live. And that isn't as that isn't as the human called Ushimiya Angie. I hate my fans for wanting to know the truth ending. Okay, wait, what's going on here? I am reborn.
船長、悪いけどちょっと席を外してもらえるかしら。
ん？ああ、すまん。構わんよ。
Captain Kawabata went down into the driver's area.
なんですお嬢。
Also called When They Cry 4 Plus, as it's only around 4 to 5 hours. Oh, I could probably knock that out in like 2 streams.
気難しい顔して。
私、新しい人生をこれから踏み出そうと思うの。
すでに踏み出してますぜ。
そうね。
Chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to Chat disconnected. That's a new message. Oh wait, did my Wi-Fi go down? Uh-oh. Why is chat disconnected? Okay, I just refreshed the page and I think chat should still be good. Alright, I had to write it. Okay, yeah, no, my test works since I see it on my Mac computer that the test is working. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that it was working. Huh. That is a really weird message I got. Yeah, no, that was just like on my end. My apologies for that, everyone. But on my end, chat disconnected on me. I don't know what happened. Huh. Yeah, no, I think I might have been the only one that got that message.
後ろ宮家のめんどくさいのをすべて売り払ってどこかに寄付でもしたらきれいさっぱり清々するわ。それで私は後ろ宮エンジェという殻を全部脱ぎ去れる。
It seems a waste of all that money.
莫大な金が思いのままってのに、もったいねえことです。
いいじゃない。私がいらないって言ってるんだから。
そりゃそうですがね。ただお嬢が売っ払うのはお嬢だけのものじゃないものもありますぜ。例えば
後ろ宮グループの株式とか。
そうです。お嬢にとってはただの紙切れでしょうが、でっかい会社の命運を揺さぶりかねない暴挙ですぜ。んなことされたらうちのボスもたまらんでしょうぜ。
ええ、知ってるわ。スマデラ家もそう、おこのぎ社長たちもそう。私に自由気ままでいられちゃ困る連中が大勢いるものね。
エンジェさんはまごうことなき VIP です。派手なことは慎んで、ここはおとなしく隠れてる方がいいかと思うんですがね。
その VIP エンジェを好き放題にさせない一番手っ取り早い方法って何かしら。
さて、どんな方法がありますやら。まあ、酒でも飲んで腹を割って。
私の旅の最終目的地が六軒島であることは誰にでも予測可能だわ。そして六軒島は今や完全なる無人島。
Also, yes, my cat right now is just repositioning himself. I think he's getting ready for a nap.
誰も存在しない。誰にも見られず聞かれない。
She's putting together the pieces of the puzzle of her going to Broken Jima to get killed.
今日は最高の密室日和。
そりゃまあ確かに。
スマデラ家が私を追っているわ。 小此木社長のところにもタイミングよく押しかけてきた。私があそこにいた情報は売られているのよ。
うちのボスが売ったと？なのにボディーガードをつけますかい？
私がどんな気まぐれを起こすかわからない以上、小此木社長は私とスマデラ家の双方に貸しを作りたい。だったら私の情報を売りつつ紙一重で私を逃がし、その後も所在を抑え続ければ勝負カードを手中にしたまま
Now this is the Okonogi that I remember. This is the Okonogi I remember.
そりゃ考えすぎですぜ。
Amakusa wore a forced smile, trying to smooth things over.
スマデラ家は確実に私を追っているわ。私の行動は意図的に彼らにリークされているもの。そして六軒島で私たちは鉢合
Kind
わ
of
せ
like
に
what
なる。
happened in episode 4.
そして私は連中に殺される。そしてあんたはスマデラ家のヒットマンを返り討ちにして、小此木社長はスマデラ家に対し交渉のカードを得る。私が死ねば後ろ宮グループは当面安泰。その上スマデラ家には釘も刺せる。さらに言えばスマデラ家も持て余し気味の過激派の急先鋒霞おばさんをきれいな形で処分できる。両者は痛み分けで手打ちしてめでたしめでたし。
ひゅー、なかなか面白いシナリオですぜ。
You can't even fake that anymore, Amakusa. She got you.
あんたの持ち込んだあのゴルフバッグ、中身を改めさせてもらったわ。すごいわね。戦争でも始めそうなすごい銃ばかり。
Amakusa is a mercenary.
でもあれは狙撃銃だわ。常に私に寄り添っているはずのボディーガードに必要な銃なのかしら。
何が起こるか分かりませんもので。
常に軽装であることが望まれるボディーガードがその役割を一日放棄してまで六軒島に渡る直前に調達する必要のある銃かしら。
お嬢、考えすぎですぜ。
He's getting nervous.
私が六軒島に着いたら一人でゆっくり墓参りをするといいというような感じにして私を一人にする。それは餌。すでに六軒島で待ち構えているスマデラ霞たちを釣り上げる餌。あとはあんたがあのバカでかい銃で一網打尽にしておしまいよ。
一網打尽、結構じゃねえですかい。ちゃんと護衛になってますぜ。
ゴルフバッグには最新式の狙撃銃の他にドイツ製の新型短機関銃も入っていた。
Here you see the what if effects it had that she just gave the company to Okonogi and didn't want to give her shares to charity. I do like the what if scenario that we're seeing here.
便利ですぜ。
Is it really convenient to have a German submachine gun just to protect one person?
スマドラ家が何人来ようが一網打尽です。
もう一丁あった。それは拳銃。狙撃銃も短機関銃も最新式の素晴らしいものなのに、その拳銃だけは嫌に古ぼけていて旧式だった。これ
Oh shit! Angie pulled the handgun out and pointed it at Amakusa. Oh my, is she gonna shoot Amakusa?
おや、
やめなさい。
Oh my god, she's gonna shoot Amakusa.
笑えませんぜ。
拳銃は常に身につけておくものでしょ。なのになぜさらにもう一丁があって、それもこんな不釣り合いな古い銃がわざわざ用意されているの？それを説明する推理があるわ。それは須磨寺かすみたちが用意している銃と同じだからということよ。この銃はトカレフ、旧ソ連製の軍用拳銃で、日本のアンダーグラウンドに大量に流通しているポピュラーなものだわ。須磨寺家が用意する武器として極めて妥当。それに須磨寺かすみが死んでくれることは須磨寺家にとっても都合がいい。須磨寺家側も情報のリーク、いえバーターに応じていると考えられる。よって須磨寺家のヒットマンが調達した銃がトカレフであることは事前に分かることが可能なのよ。
Amakusa was speechless. Was he speechless because all this was true? Or because he was stunned by the determination with which Angie pointed that gun at him?
あんたの、いえ、あんたたちの企みは、私を餌に須磨寺かすみを無人島におびき寄せ、双方が相打ちで倒れたように細工すること。それで小此木社長も須磨寺家も全てが丸く収まる。
A single line of cold sweat dripped down Amakusa's forehead. With the wind whipping through her hair, Angie spoke coldly.
ただこの拳銃があるだけで、後宮エンジェにはこの程度の推理が可能よ。
Okay, you sound like Erica right now.
いかがかしら？
Why are you
皆様
sounding like Erica? That is too scarily like Erica. The only French speaker representative. Welcome to the chat, Zartan.
トカレフに安全装置がないことくらい。
Shit. Amakusa tried to dive behind cover, but he couldn't outrun a bullet. Damn. It shot into his gut, making him double over in pain. Ooh. Angie, who knew that he had a gun hidden in his pocket, then eliminated his chances of a counterattack. Damn. Blood spurted from Amakusa's forehead, and he did not close his eyes again. Damn. That was cold. Damn, that was cold.
お医者でなくてもできる。世界で一番簡単で確実、絶対な検視の方法ね。
あんた。
Is she gonna kill Kawabata for being a witness? Kawabata stuck his head out, and his face went pale when he saw the gruesome scene on the deck. This time, Angie pointed the barrel of the gun at his forehead.
船の都合があるので時間が欲しい。
Should have taken some bullet dodging lessons from Hanyu. She didn't really dodge the bullet, she just stopped it in midair!
あなたはそう言ったわ。
He didn't love the bullet, otherwise he would have been able to see it coming. Without love, it could not have been seen.
でも、あなたが買収されているならば、それは須磨寺かすみが六軒島で待ち伏せするための時間稼ぎだと断言できる。
知らんぞ。何のことかわからん。
あなたという猫箱の中に 買収されて裏切ったあなたと裏切ってないあなたの2人が共存しているわ。その片方の裏切ったあなたを殺す方法は？
よせ嘘だ。
猫箱ごとあなたを撃ち殺せばいいんだわ。
Oh, damn. I mean, okay, I kind of had a feeling that Kawabata was also fucked as soon as Amakusa was shot, and he saw the dead body. That was cold. The boat's owner slumped over backwards and fell. I'd said he loved that bullet too much. And then, with a second bullet, she performed a perfect examination of his corpse. That was cold. She had survived. Surely, she had survived the web-like conspiracy that had been wrapped around her so cleverly. Angie returned to the bow of the boat, faced the strong winds head-on, and peered into the future in front of her. The boat whose owner was gone headed towards the endless horizon, on and on in a straight line. She prayed that the truth she truly desired to reach lay before her. Then, she heard the sound of clapping. The sound of clapping on a boat where Amakusa and the captain were no more. However, Angie didn't look surprised. Did a witch enter the boat? Burning Castle? She calmly and slowly turned around. Always double tap. Yeah, just make sure. Who the fuck is it? Oh my god.
お見事な推理でした。同志エンジェ。
I mean, Angie did say a line that was similar to Erika Furuto. Of course she'll show up.
真実の魔女の同志エンジェ・ベアトリーチェ。
And their friendship further continues.
あら、いたのエリカ。
真実を暴く者がいるならば私はどこにでもいます。
ねえエリカ。
何です？
The boat had already passed by Rokunjima. The island silhouette was now off in the distance. Now it's a perfecto ending. The boat headed towards the endless horizon, continuing on its endless journey. The new Witch of Truth announced the beginning of this endless journey to our fellow witch.
私は私なりの方法で未来を切り開くわ。
素晴らしいことです。
その果てに私がつかめる真実はあるのかしら。
あなたが求める真実って今さら何だって言うんです？
その通りだわ。真実なんて何の価値もないって私は知ったわ。そしてもう一つ分かったことがある。
何でしょう？
Is she gonna shoot Erika too?
天草のカンパされて戸惑った時のあの表情。
Okay, probably not. I don't know why I thought that.
悪くなかったわ。
Maybe she wants to be a detective.
Good.
Oh my god, she became a detective. Oh, that is also an interesting way to end the story. I mean, it's not satisfying, but it's still a pretty fun end. Like, it kind of just gives a signal of maybe you should go back to the magic ending. The trick ending ends with witches. How surprising. It's not as satisfying, though. It's not as satisfying. But I can see where this could have been an alternative path that Eiji could have taken. Because she was directed in two directions of trick or magic. The Gutto ending. Oh, man. You know, that wasn't the worst ending. Definitely not satisfying, though. Yeah, I'm very glad that I just chose to go with the magic ending first. Damn. And I think that's the last bit of content that I really have for the main Umineko game. I did the magic ending first, actually. In the previous stream, I showed the magic ending, and then I did the tea party as well as the question mark tea party as well earlier in this video. You can say Umineko Saku is the definitive version, as it included episodes 1 through 8, the Hane, Tsubasa, and Saku stories, plus a Golden Cross download code. Saku. I need to look into Saku. Yeah, definitely I might take a little break from the Umineko series since I finished the main 8 games. I did already make a poll about what I'm going to cover next on my channel, which is going to be the House in Fata Morgana. However, when I finish the House in Fata Morgana, I might go back to the other stories of Umineko that are included in Saku. Yeah, I might go back to those in a future stream or video. But I think for now, I have finished the main 8 stories of Umineko no naku頃に. And by request before I end the stream, I'm going to take a look into the, I'm trying to remember, the alternative prizes. Yeah, the alternative prizes from the Halloween party. Halloween party Umineko. I need to go to a meeting. Thanks for doing the trick ending. No problem. I felt like, you know, it would be, you know, not fun if I didn't show the trick ending in my reaction. If you won, you could watch the opening for Saku, Kasane Wase no Nekabato, but would need to mute it maybe, and the visual novel ranking. Oh, my visual novel ranking! I almost forgot about those! Hold on. Hopefully I have my old files on my phone, because I did have to, like, factory reset my phone at one point, so maybe a save the note? Hold on. Favorite visual novel? Where's my notepad for that? Oh, please tell me it did not... No! Did my phone actually delete it? I thought my documents saved over after a factory reset because it was connected to my account. No! Did my rankings get deleted? Fuck! Fuck! My rankings got deleted! Damn you, Apple. Okay, I'm moving from Apple. I had a factory reset my phone, but I thought my notes were saved. I thought my notes were saved on the iCloud. It was not in the iCloud? Well, in my visual novel rankings, it does not... Okay, I have to think of this from the top of my head. Curse you, Apple, by the way. I'm gonna have to remake my rankings, and I may make just a YouTube short about my rankings of favorite visual novels, since, curse you, Apple. But going back to what I was thinking. Ooh, episode 8. I have to say, I really enjoyed episode 8. I think it's a satisfying conclusion to the story of Umineko. I really liked it. But do I like it more than some of the previous chapters? Because, okay, episode 6 and episode 7 are really good. Like, episode 6, I think, may be my favorite. I don't know. I think episode 6 is my favorite Umineko story. I do enjoy 5. Like, Umineko's 5, 6, and 7 are kind of above episode 8, even though I love episode 8. I think I like episode 5, 7, and 6 more. I think my favorite episode of Umineko has to be episode 6. I don't know why, but the antics of Erika really made me love that chapter. I'm not saying that episode 8 is bad per se. I just have to say, I think for Umineko episodes, it would be episode 6, episode 7, episode 5, and then episode 8. But in terms of that, compared to other visual novels I read, I think it might have to be Umineko episode 6, Mirogoroshi of Higurashi, and then episode 7 of Umineko. After that, I'm gonna have to give it to Sumi Horoboshi for 4th place. 5th place is episode 5 Umineko, and then I think 6 would be episode 8. I think that's how I'm gonna... Yeah, I think that's my favorite so far. Yep. I need to go have a good day. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But before I head off for the rest of my day, I'm going to read the other Halloween prizes. Yeah, where are the prizes? Okay. So the other prizes is a toilet brush with the one-winged eagle. Oh my god. A Kumasawa. A Kumasawa. No way. Is that what I think it is? Hold on. Is that actually a Kumasawa mackerel can? Oh my god. It's a Kumasawa mackerel can. What the fuck is that? What is that? Oh, a soft cushion. Okay, a soft cushion. A swimsuit with Angie's name on it. Wasn't she like 6? That's a weird gift. Is that a ripe mango? A decorative pine branch. Angel More uniform. She's 6. She is 6. Don't give her that sort of outfit. A Kinzo poster signed by him. A Kinzo bag of him laughing. That's just creepy. Ooh, that's actually pretty cool. One-winged eagle carp streamer. Okay, that's cool. Okay, that is cool. That is cool. A bouquet of golden roses. Okay. A music box passed down through the ages. Okay, 12 medals. 13 medals. A mass-produced Saktaro doll. Probably made by Rosa. One-winged eagle tea set. A pocket watch with a one-winged eagle on it. A rose. A Battler plush. And a Baytree J plush. Those are all very good gifts, actually. Those are all very good gifts. Alright. However, I think that is the end of our journey on Brokenjima. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me on this journey of 5 years, and this is not the end of me talking about Umineko or the When They Cry series. This is only me just saying I have finished the 8 chapters of the original Umineko no Naku Koroni series. Sorry, my acid reflux was acting up right there. But yes, this is not goodbye, but I'll see you later. As Angie Ushiramiya